You are evil, wrong. It's funny because you came in here saying that Stephen Colbert is bad because he calls everybody who disagrees with him evil. At no point did I call you evil, and now you're calling me evil just because I'm presenting an opinion that refutes yours. The thing that pinpoints exactly how they decide to vote is they will rule out candidates who don't seem to speak to their issues. That's why Hillary Clinton lost. But then at that point, oh, it's just Tamir's? Okay. I thought it was Tamir S. All right, Tamir's. They will rule out candidates who don't speak to their issues, which is how I think Hillary Clinton was, like, kind of wiped out in the Electoral College. But the thing that influences their vote is the candidate that they honestly just get the best vibe from is understands them and empathizes with them. Not empathizes, because empathy was like the thing that we pushed on Joe Biden, was like, oh yeah, Biden is the empathetic candidate. But apparently that wasn't really what they meant by what it means to be empathized with as a voter. Empathized with is someone who seems to understand what your problem is and gives you a reason for that problem and gives you an ostensible solution to it. And that is why I think the numbers for Trump were so much better this time around than we expected them to be, and why they were better for Trump than they were for Hillary the first time around. I'm not gonna have a debate on Joe Biden right now. He's it's not worthwhile. I'm talking about a more important conversation. So where did I spend election week? I spent it in Pennsylvania, helping people to vote, because I wanted to make sure that anybody who was registered to vote was able to get their vote in, and there's a lot of strict laws in Pennsylvania that can stop you from voting if anything goes wrong that isn't necessarily your fault. But I'm sure, no, absolutely not. We were very specifically, we were very specifically instructed not to be political at all, not to be partisan at all. So I was in Trump country. The majority of people I assisted to vote were Trump voters, 100%. I did not tell a single person how they should vote. It was completely against protocol to have done so. I'm sure you're one of those people who just scream vote, but then if you don't vote the way you want, you get pissed off, just like little Stephen Colbert. Okay, well, good for you. I did not get pissed off. I was surrounded by Trump voters for 7 hours. I was just helping them vote. I had friendly conversations with a bunch of them. I had basic values disagreements with all of them. But yeah, I was just helping people vote. There was a single Democratic voter who was headed to the wrong precinct, and I made sure that they went to the right precinct. I'm not going to lie. I wanted to help people vote, because when more people vote, Democrats tend to win. That, like, when votes are suppressed, Democrats lose. When people who are eligible to vote and legally eligible to vote are able to vote, Democrats tend to win. That's why Stephen Colbert is such an asshole. I have to admit, like, I don't lose sleep over Stephen Colbert. If I ever met him, I would literally and shove his little glasses up his nose. Wow. It sounds like that is an issue that runs deeper than Stephen Colbert. I have that level of anger towards certain people when they say certain things, but I can't think of anybody that I would go into a Twitch chat and talk about how much I hate that person. So I don't know. I think your issue might be with more than Stephen Colbert. He literally screams at people to vote and then cries and screams and calls Trump a fat. I've also never heard Stephen Colbert scream. Except on the old Colbert Report in his old character, I'm sure he screamed at some point. But I've seen him cry, but I've never seen him scream before. Kim, am I calling you mentally? No, I would never do that. I would never presume that about you. I'm saying that you might have certain emotional hangups that lead you to have some level of that level of vitriol towards someone that you've never met. I think that Yeah, as somebody with a, you know, close personal relationship with therapy who understands how psychology works, I think that if you have that level of hatred for someone, there's probably a deeper problem at play. No, I just hate seeing a New York elitist on TV telling me that my decision to support Trump is evil and I'm evil. I don't think he said that. He said that Trump is evil. I agree. I think that Trump is evil. I don't think you're necessarily evil for supporting him. He literally did. No, he's not. Biden is evil? Okay, I mean, no, you're not evil for supporting Trump. You're just objectively wrong. I'm not going to get into a conversation about why Biden is evil. I don't want my presence on Twitch to be defending Joe Biden, who's the least exciting candidate I think I possibly could have realistically fronted. He also constantly attacks all Republicans. Are you talking about Biden or Colbert? Because Biden does not attack. I wish Biden would attack more Republicans. Now, I think Republican legislators are evil. Yeah, Colbert attacks Republicans. Yeah. I attack Republicans. Republican legislators are evil. Republican politicians are absolutely evil. Why would you put little in there? Little Seth Meyers. It seems like you're projecting. It's an interesting choice to talk about someone's size when nobody else has brought it up. What do you think's at play there? Dems are evil? Oh, okay. I mean, we might have different measures of what constitutes evil and good. My perception of evil is somebody who wants to take away people's health care, take away working class people's access to health care, cut taxes for extremely uber wealthy people who don't actually use those tax cuts to contribute anything to the economy, whilst gutting basic safety net programs that allow working families to get back on their feet when their basic needs aren't being met. That's what I consider to be evil, is somebody who consistently screws over working people and minorities and people of color, puts children into camps, separates them from their families, takes over 550 children who away from their parents, who now their parents can't be found. How is it okay in states like California, New York, and Illinois to have millions of residents being forced to flee because of such high, ridiculous costs and unaffordable living? Well, if actually, it sounds like you should look into the work of the Democratic Socialists of America, because they're actually on the forefront of addressing such problems. They're being forced to flee because of high costs and unaffordable living. It sounds like you're looking for housing justice. It sounds like you're looking for things like rent stabilization. It sounds like you're looking for things like a public housing option. Those are all issues that the left tends to address. They have high costs of living because they're in large cities. This happens in every country in the world. Yeah, but you can do things to prevent costs from getting overinflated, and that also includes controlling, making sure that not everybody feels like they have to move to a big city. That also means investing in other states. You are evil, wrong. It's funny because you came in here saying that Stephen Colbert is bad because he calls everybody who disagrees with him evil. At no point did I call you evil, and now you're calling me evil just because I'm presenting an opinion that refutes yours. So, you're not... Yeah, there's some issues here. When you say Republican legislators are evil, not legislatures, legislators, that's saying the people who voted for them are evil, so F you. No, I'm not saying you're evil for voting for Republicans. I'm saying that evil people are really good at fooling. Evil people, one of the characteristics of evil people is the ability to lie to somebody so that they'll believe you and vote for you and give you power, right? I'm not saying you're evil. I'm saying that you were lied to. You were lied to because you clearly care about these things like high costs of living and unaffordable living. Republicans have been, and conservatives have been, at the forefront of propagating those issues throughout the modern era. Let me on the Discord now. I'll chop you up and spit you out. I can't invite you to this Discord because it's not my Discord, but I'm happy to I guess I'm happy to have like a Discord call. My Discord handle is Shantastic93. The rent control proposition. I don't necessarily believe in rent control, but all of these solutions to unstable rent, all of the solutions to unstable rent increases are fronted by the left and by Democrats. Republicans do not ever actually propose any kind of solutions to rising housing costs. I really don't care about Skyrim. Okay, dude, that's not okay. I'm not even gonna address that. That's like that's a meme that I'm like not comfortable engaging with on Twitch. I think it's a funny meme, but if you say more, I'll have to ban you. Republicans give solutions which are lower taxes. How do lower taxes and lower regulations prevent housing costs from rising? When the vast majority of investment goes into middle class jobs. No, about like, I assume Nords you meant Scandinavian people. Apologize. Okay. So the vast majority of economic growth goes into creating middle class jobs, which 100% contributes to gentrification. Like the housing. Don't get me wrong. There are arguments for supply side economics. My father works in real estate and home building, and the amount of regulations to build a home is ridiculous, and that cost is put on the buyer moron. Yeah. So the problem is that the inevitable outcome of what you're saying is that if we take away those regulations, that what you're saying is that low cost housing should be available to people at the expense of they should have to live in asbestos, or they should have to have mold in their bathroom, or they should have to have any level of unlivable, like not clean drinking water. These are the regulations, like clean water, clean air, not using certain toxic materials for building. These are the kinds of regulations that you're saying are preventing people from providing affordable housing. And if that's going to be your argument, then yeah, I'm not looking for low-cost toxic housing. I'm looking for low-cost clean housing, and the best way to do that is to invest in to invest in housing assistance and to invest in a public housing option. Those are ways to make the housing market more competitive. And if regulations make it impossible to provide. I told you, my Shantastic93. That's my Discord username. Tell me what your Discord username is. Regulations to build on the land, not building. But you're gonna have to calm down. You can't. You're very angry. We can't have a productive conversation when you're this angry. It's about the land, moron. Okay. All right. I need your 4-digit tag. When you call Republican legislators evil, that is also calling the people evil? No, it's not. It's calling them misinformed. Tamir's 452247. Nope, didn't work. Sorry. That's fine. We can continue this conversation over chat. It'll probably be more productive because I can just ignore your outbursts. No, we can just continue this over chat. It's fine. I tried it. It didn't work, unfortunately. But there's whatever technical issues are going on. But okay, so because you keep. No, you keep calling me a moron. Like I'm not. If I was taking, I don't want to keep typing. I have too much to say. Wow, that sounds like a really rough problem. I won't call you names over voice. I can't trust that, and you've been very, very, very rude. And if I was taking it super personally, I would just have banned you. But I would rather just have this conversation here because I don't think the conversation will be productive. And I just don't feel like putting in like an extra 15 minutes into debating with some rando whose best contribution to this has been to call me evil for disagreeing with him on politics. Then I'm leaving and my cousin will also be leaving. I did not call you evil once, and I think that, yeah, you called me evil. Well, if you're leaving, then not all that much of value is particularly lost based on the substance of what you've had to say in this discussion. So, I mean, if you wanted me to be sad that you're leaving, you probably should have been a little nicer to me. Okay, fine, then F you. I'm not misinformed and I vote for Republicans. In that case, you probably are evil. But I don't think the thing is, people who are misinformed don't necessarily know that they're misinformed. And that goes for me as well, you know, there could be something wrong. And if you had been a little more civil, then I would have been happy to put the extra effort into having a conversation with you, and you may have had an opportunity to change my mind, but unfortunately that's not gonna happen. Ooh, okay. All right. Nice. Perfect. Let us slam down the band hammer. Ah, man. It's funny how quickly that devolved into racism. But let me how sad. How very, very, very sad. I'll check back the stream VOD for exactly what those comments were. It's really sad. Like this is something I deal with. This is really, really pathetic. This is something I deal with not just from like conservatives, right? I deal with it from the right wingers that like obviously like the easiest thing to say is, yeah, F you, go back to India when you stonewall in a discussion. But like I have to deal with this BS from liberals as well, like purported liberals who will like just suddenly decide, hey, you know what? I don't like the way this person does not accept everything I'm saying as gospel, so I'm going to get frustrated and tell them to go back to their country. I've dealt with that from liberals as well. It's really sad. Nice thing here is like I took it a lot more personally when it came from liberals. Like this is a Trump supporter, so there's a part of me that's just like emotionally prepared for like, yeah, this person's gonna be like overtly racist toward me the moment that they get too frustrated. That's really unfortunate. I think that I was extremely civil throughout the extent of that discussion, and I didn't hold back my opinion. Like I think that if you genuinely perceive yourself to have good intentions and you vote for Donald Trump, then you must categorically be misinformed, because it is just, there is no valid argument to make that he is the solution to any of the serious material problems that this country has. And I was honest about that. But like, you know, this person was pretty intent on calling me names. I even made some level of good faith effort to get their Discord added. I think I know what the problem was, but honestly, like, I just didn't want to have a discussion with that kind of a person. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to put the extra effort in there. On the other hand, it would have been pretty funny, I think. Obviously, I'm not taking it particularly personally because Trump stans are going to be Trump stans. But if you're going to be overtly racist in my chat, I have to ban you because it's a liability issue. If I allow overt racism to happen in my chat, then I can get banned from Twitch for it. Which, you know, it's not like I'm losing out on a lot. I'm not reeling in like 80K a year from streaming to 4 viewers, but you know, I like streaming on Twitch and I want to keep the ability to do that. Honestly, I love arguing with right-wingers. It's so much more fun than arguing with liberals or with lefties even.